Pay. And with the bonuses that we get, the question is, how do I spend it? And that's something that we will cover later on. So if you're tuning in, welcome to Good Job PH. I'm hosting the show with Sir Barbie Atienza. And for today, I'd like to welcome you. And as earlier, as I've said, we will be covering tips on how to spend your 13th month pay. I'm sure you would agree if I'll tell you now that 13th month pay is a hard-earned money. Whether you are an employee or you are a business owner, certainly you should be getting that 13th month bonus, right? For some other companies, like if you are in a bank, you could either get your 15th or 16th month, and then other companies could have their dividends as well. Depending on how the company performed. Different setup, but bottom line is, as per our Philippine law, you are entitled to get your 13th month bonus. And for that 13th month bonus, at least you should be able to get that on or before the 24th of the month. That's the best part, right? You should be able to get that. Well, hopefully sooner than later, because you'd like to do your planning as well. And apart from that, we also have a guest today. And our guest is really exciting because he gets to talk about the online world, the online entrepreneurship. They say that if you are not online, then your business might not thrive at all. Well, either you believe that or not, it's a reality that we all have to face. And so we should learn from the expert. I'll introduce you to our guest later on. So for this morning, I'd like to share with you quickly that it's an exciting time, particularly because we have moved to a new station. Well, of course, it's still DZRJ. The thing is, physically, we've moved to a new station, and from Makati Avenue prior to today, now we're here in E. Rodriguez in Seneca in 8th Try Media. So I'd like to thank 8th Try Media for welcoming us here in their station, in their office. We are located at 404 Seneca Building in E. Rodriguez. So if you'd like to say hi, you'd like to see us in person, apart from seeing us in YouTube and in 8trymedia.com, that's our website, you could also see us here personally. So our show is every Saturday, so we'd like for you to join every episode of Good Job PH. And this morning I said I'd like to talk to you about your bonuses. Have you had your bonuses yet? Probably yes, probably not. In my case, if you still remember, I am a banker. And so in our industry, we get to receive 4 folds of those bonuses. And so we've started getting that as early as March. And then last month, we got our 13th. And this month, we're supposed, or I think we already got it. It's already in our bank accounts, our 14th month. So every March, we get our 15th and 16th month pay. It's really exciting, and we are all grateful for it. First, because the company is generous. Second, because we work really hard to get that. It's a benefit that we all get. Although knowing that it's a benefit, you also have to remember our mindset should be we shouldn't just be entitled. We should leave that feeling of and having that feeling of you are entitled to get that. Yes, by law you are. Your 13th month bonus. But the thing is, if your mindset is, I deserve it, no matter how I performed, I should be getting that, then something is really wrong with that mindset, right? Because the value that you provide is equal to what you are supposed to get eventually, regardless if it's monetary or if it's in value form as well. It could be that. So for those of you out there who's listening, I am hoping and wishing that you already got your 13th month pay. So first off, let me ask you this, right? How are you going to spend your 13th month pay? Right? How are you going to do that? Or you've already spent it? I'd like to particularly mention a good friend of mine and a financial coach. His name is Dr. Jaime of IMG. He's really good in terms of financial management and coaching, not just myself, but also a lot of Filipinos and even the nearby countries. He does coaching as well. And I asked him last night, apart from the things that I'd like to share with you, so what I'll be sharing with you is a combination of Dr. Jaime's thoughts on how we should be spending our 13th month bonus, and at the same time, my idea based on the friends that I have and based on how I spend it. Typically, so according to Dr. Jaime, there are three types of people or three types of Filipinos every December. First one is, so you better take note of this if you could so that you could remember them. First one is, they are the ones who save. Okay, so when they get their 13th month pay, they save them. Okay. Second is, they're the type of person who spends them a lot. All right, so you spend it. I get 10,000 this month as my 13th month bonus. I'll spend all of them. And the last type of Filipino in terms of how they spend their 13th month bonus is this. Okay, you better listen carefully. All right, what's with that sound? I don't know why we're hearing that, but probably it's because the third type of group of people, well, Filipinos, are those who already spent their 13th month bonus even without them getting it yet. So they've already spent it. If you're expecting it, say, on yesterday was the 2nd, right? So if they are supposed to get it on the 2nd, they've already spent it months ago. How's that possible? Well, probably because of credit card debts or credit card swipes or pre-purchases prior to their 13th month pay. It's a fact. It's a reality. Again, let me quickly go through them again. The first group is those people who'd like to save them. Second group is those Filipinos who are happy to spend all of their hard-earned money in one go. And the third one is those Filipinos who already spent their 13th month pay or their bonus before it arrives. So those are the three types of spenders, we could put it that way, or three types of Filipinos in terms of managing their bonuses on a yearly basis. So let's go to the first one. So I'm sure this is very timely, and hopefully you're listening right now, especially if you are the type of person who struggles a lot in terms of managing their finances. What's good about today's episode is that we have a good friend here who will also be sharing on how you could add more into your money basket, your income. So apart from talking about how to spend your bonuses wisely, we'll also tap on how we could improve and get more income. Because in reality, if your situation right now is if you are indebted, then you have to pay that off, right? But if you're only expecting an X amount or certain amount of pay on a monthly basis plus your bonus, probably it's not enough. the next good thing really to do is to increase your income. Some people, if I remember it right, I know of a few people, instead of increasing their income, if they're an employee, they'd rather move to another company. Nothing's wrong with that. But the concept is, you're just trying to avoid your current situation. Mind you, I could tell you that should you move to another company and experience the same thing, then there's one common denominator. And that common denominator is the 3-word, please take a guess, the 3-word YOU. So that's the common denominator. It's you. So no need to move to another company, especially if the offer is just 10 or 20% better than what you're currently having. So going back to the to the 3 types of Filipinos in terms of managing their bonuses. First one, ideally, you save them, right? And then the second one, you'd like to spend them. How do we typically spend our bonuses, right? Perhaps you are the type who wants to give away gifts, right? You're so generous that you have a list of friends and you specifically know what to give them end of the year. And of course, if you want to give gifts, well, hopefully you're also expecting to get some. I am a believer that if you give something out, then something will also come back. Regardless if it's a gift, if it's a praise and recognition from a good friend, that's good, right? But again, if you're the type of person who loves to spend your bonuses, that's okay. But you have to ask yourself and look at your bank statement. What's my current status as of the moment? It is that. What is my current status, my current financial status? And if your current financial status is negative, if it's negative, then you better shape up financially, right? What's the point of shaping up financially? Point there is you'd like to have a better life. I'm sure you have your reasons why you're working really hard, right? With Good Job PH, Good Job Philippines, what we really like to talk about every single episode is about those of you who want to get a job, to land a job. We are here for you, right? Next is, if you are the type of person who's already in a job performing well in a company, how can you make sure that you get the most out of it? How can you get promoted? That's Good Job PH. That's what we do. We'd like to give you guidance on how you could get more in terms of improving your leadership skills and your skills, God-given talents, right? And the third group that we'd like to cater to is that if you are a manager or in a managerial position, what can you do to get the most out of your employees, right? It's a cycle, and you'd like to ensure that you just don't get from the company, but you also want to give back. And the best way to give back really is for you to ensure that you are in the process of helping your employees to get from point A to point B. It really is that. Okay? So that's Good Job Philippines. And that's our goal, for you to get to a point where you manage people and get the most out of the people that you manage. Now, going back to your financial statement, right? Your financial state, again, if you're that second type of person who wants to spend your bonuses, right? The hard-earned money, you have to ask yourself, okay? It's not that I'm trying to make your Christmas, or 2016 Christmas, a little boring, right? Or tagtuyo, so to speak, as they say it, right? Because I think in particular in our country, Philippines, you are not a Filipino if you will not splurge during this season. But the thing is, you also have to remember what will happen to me next after Christmas. It really is that, right? And so, if you are that second type of person, what's my current state as of the moment? And if your account balance is negative, or you have, say, 5 to 10,000 for that whole month, I encourage for you to think about your situation. Nothing's wrong with 10,000, but how long can that 10,000 stay in your bank account? Right? It really is that. Okay. And if your bank account has 10,000 pesos, Sir Barbie would always tell you, well, do something about that, because my mentor, Barbie, Sir Barbie Atienza, is the type of person who works really hard, and the best part is, even if he's working really hard, he's enjoying a lot. And so I'm sure, well, I could ask him personally, how much bank account, how much account, or how much money does he has in his account. And I'm more than happy to share that to you next week on our next episode. So if you are that person and you have just the right amount of savings in your account, you better think about it. And if you fall under the third category, you've already spent your money even getting that bonus. How does that feel? I wonder. I've been there once. I know of a few people who's still there. And I know that it's very stressful. Would you even want to be in that situation where you've already spent your money, you don't have any money left for Christmas Eve? How does that feel? We don't want to get into the details, but you know what I am talking about, right? And so because of that, let's go through first on how to spend your bonuses. If you want to spend your bonus, okay, listen to this. If, let's say, you're earning minimum, right? So minimum now is roughly 13,000 pesos, right? Yes. So if you're getting minimum 13,000 pesos, first thing to do to spend your bonus is, please get a gadget. iPhone 7. If you want an iPhone 7, if you are expecting 13,000 pesos this month, probably that's not enough. And so you might fall into the third category, right? And the next one is, right, apart from getting a gadget, you could also get new appliances or furniture. You could do that, right? Good Job Philippines will encourage for you to get new furniture, new appliances. That is, if you want to be broke towards the end of the year. But of course, we don't want that. But seriously though, okay, let's put all these things aside. What's really important is for us to know as of the moment, and hopefully you're already aware, how to manage your bonuses really well. So for now, make sure that you have a pen and paper, because I'd like to share with you a couple of tips from myself and Dr. Jaime of IMG. And first one is, make sure that you have a plan. What's my plan, right? Well, just before I go through these tips, please, if you have comments and suggestions, here are our numbers. Our text line is 0917-100-8586. Okay, let me repeat that. 0917-100-8586. I'd love to read your comments, suggestions, and feedback, particularly on our episode today. That's one. And then second, our hotline. Okay, if you want to talk to us on air, we'd love to hear from you. Please contact 412-0288. That's 412-0288 or 997-7589. Okay, that's 997-7589. And of course, you're tuning in to DZRJ 810 AM. You could listen to us through DZRJ. Alternatively, another thing is, while you're listening in DZRJ, you could also see us. Okay, see me and Sir Barbie via online streaming. You could go to our website. We have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Our website is www.8, so that's 8trymedia.com. And then our Facebook, first like us. Okay, in Facebook, that's facebook.com. It's 8trymedia. That's facebook.com/8trymedia. Like us first and then tune in to Facebook. Okay, that's the best way for you to see us live. And the next one is you can also follow us on Instagram. And our Instagram account is at 8trymedia. Our YouTube channel is 8trymedia. If you go to Good Job Philippines FB page, we also have a page. You get to see us, and even our previous episodes, they are loaded in Good Job Philippines Facebook account. Sorry. There you go. All right. So again, I'd like to hear from you. Let me know your feedback, your thoughts, particularly about today's episode, and it's about how to spend your bonus wisely. And then later on, we'll talk to a good friend who would like to share tips on how to get more in terms of your income, and probably something that really excites me. And I'm looking at him right now because I'd like to tell him, if this is something that could give me an early retirement, certainly I will listen with all ears. And I'll even invite my friends right, to do the same, to follow his footsteps. Because inevitably, I personally would want to retire early and just do things that are really valuable to me. Like I could talk forever. But thinking that I'm an employee right now, again, nothing's wrong with being an employee, but you are supposed to go to work from 8 to 5 a.m. It's a vicious cycle. If you're that type of person who wants to do that all your life, good. Right? But if you're the type of person who wants to do more, just like myself, right, then perhaps it's really good first to manage your finances. That's what we're talking about now. And later on, we'll talk about how to get more income. And briefly, so going back, first one, what to do if you have your bonus as of the moment. So if you are on bonus, okay, rather if you get your bonus, like say this week, the first thing to do is, all right, just before I say that and reveal the first tip that you could do to manage your finances, let's pause first on a quick break. So please join us again. Our text line is 0917-100-8586. Or you could also call our hotline 412-0288 or 997-7589. And you're listening to Good Job Philippines with Sir Barbie Atienza and myself. My name is Jordan Patente. So please, listen and we'll be right back.
8Try Media Pro Incorporated.
Guys, malilibre ako! Anong choice nyo?
Choose Moto! Choose Moto!
Zesto Fruit Soda?
Refreshingly fruity, because it's the only fruit soda made with real fruit juices of Talandan, Calamansi, and Pomelo. Gawa para sa panlasang Pinoy. Kaya choose mo to!
Guys, manilibre ako! Anong choice nyo?
Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to! Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to!
Uy, si Miss. Unang tingin pa lang, puti na. Kinis pa.
Nag-Myra Vita White Hand and Body Lotion kasi. May vitamin E beads and natural plant extracts that help nourish skin deep inside for a healthy white glow. Puti at kinis, ay hanggang malapitan.
Yala na.
Healthy white glow sa Myra Vita White Lotion. Yan ang alagang holistic by Myra. Trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
What does it take to discover something great? Easy. Discover Corregidor with Sun Cruises. And get ready for the ultimate escape.
Ang dami ng peke sa world. Pati ba naman puti mo? Peke din? Para totoong puti, mag-Myra Vita White Moisturizer. May vitamin E at natural plant extracts to help nourish skin for that healthy white glow. May double sunscreen na, non-sticky pa. Ito ang totoong healthy white glow. From Myra Vita White Moisturizer. Yan ang alagang holistic. trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
Alamin ang pinakasariwang chika at entertainment updates, mga gimmick, showbiz happenings, at mga latest news sa inyong mga paboritong celebrities. Lahat ng yan ihahatid ng reyna ng mga Galorians, Rodel Ocampo Fernando, kasama sina Mildred Bacud at Romel Placente para mas bongga ang chikahan dito sa Showbiz Galore. Pakinggan sa DZRJ 8:10 AM Radio Bandido, Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Ito ang mas pinabonggang Showbiz Galore. Handog ng A-Troy Media Broadcasting Network, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Balita, komentaryo, maging pinakamaiinit na mga issue ng lipunan. Yan ang sentro ng bawat bitaw ng Asero ng Masa. Melchor Bentikan Balawas. Walang kiling na mga deliberasyon ng mga ideya at opinyon. May paninindigan. Sintigas ng Asero. Asero ng Masa.
This program is brought to you by 8 Media Pro Incorporated.
And earlier, we've just talked about how we could. All right, so you have to bear with me on that. So I have new sets of tools in here. It's kind of overwhelming because I thought it's high tech. I have quite a lot of buttons to press. All right, so earlier, just before we went on break, we are discussing how to spend your bonus. And I'm hoping that you already got yours. It is mandated by our law that you're supposed to get that honor before the 24th of December. Regardless if the company is performing well or not, you're supposed to get that. Okay, and did you know that? Just a quick trivia though. I heard this from an Australian friend, and they said that they never heard of a 13th month bonus. So not all countries in the world have this concept of 13th month pay or 13th month bonus. And I'm sure you have an idea who initiated this, right? But let's not get into the details because I don't want to talk about politics. Yes, today, not today. All right. And so before going on break, I said the first thing, okay, to do with your hard-earned money or your income, your bonus is have a PLAN. And that is, ensure that you have a plan. Because if you don't plan, then you are planning to fail. It is that. So if you don't want to fail in life, then you better have plans, even in your finances. So if I am getting, so let's do the math. It's kind of difficult to illustrate this here on air, but again, if you are, I'm sure you have Facebook, you could visit A-Tried Media, that's our Facebook account. You could also go to YouTube and see what I'm doing. But for now, if you are a minimum wage earner, right? And that means roughly you're getting 13,000 pesos. And if you're getting that amount, the first thing to do really is to write down a plan. What's my plan this 2016 December? And first thing is, of course, you would like to allocate, compartmentalize your priorities. It is that. So first one, I'm sure you'd like to give out or give away gifts this Christmas. Okay? And by the way, as of this moment, it's official. I'm also happy to receive gifts. But kidding aside, though, yeah, you're happy to wrap it. All right, I like that. I like hearing those things. But kidding aside, of course, you have a few. You should ensure that you have list of people to provide or give gifts to. It is that. Because if you do it randomly, chances are your 13,000 will be gone soon, right? And then you also have to set a budget. As Sir Barbie said, the easiest tip that we could give you, and I agree with this, why don't you spend half of your 13th month pay, or half of 13,000 pesos? So how much is that? 6,500. 6,500 is allocated to your shopping, right? Your Christmas gifts for the people who's on your list. So make sure that they are on your list. And then the other half, you save them, you keep them. That's the simplest way to deal with it, especially if you're the type of person who doesn't want to, so busy and who doesn't have time to come up or create a very extensive plan for your bonus. But on the other hand, if you want to put more structure into it and moving forward, what you can do is first, again, come up with a list of people that you'd like to give gifts to and then allocate funds. So if you're getting 13,000 pesos, what if, like, if you will ask me now, I could tell you, for illustration purposes, I'll allocate, so what's 50% of that? That's 6,500. So let's follow that. From Sir Barbie, he said, I'll give away 6,500. If I have 6,500, of course you have to identify you should have a list of friends to give gifts to, or employees, co-workers, employers. I'm sure some of your employers are also expecting that, diba? Why not naman? And because they give you not just a bonus, sometimes other employers are fond of giving Christmas hams, right? If not hams, even planners or umbrellas, they're giving away those stuff. And I'm sure they would appreciate it as well. They're not expecting, but certainly they'll appreciate if you get to remember them in this season. And so if your boss is on the list and then a couple of your friends, again, whatever it takes, stick to your budget. And how much is your budget? 6,500. So which means you can't spend 6,000 pesos. Let's say you have a girlfriend, right? You have a wife. My wife is expecting a 6,000 pesos gift this month. Well, what will happen now? Right? You only have 500 pesos left. Well, if that's the case, if you could manage that, well and good. If not, then you really have to ensure that the amount that you are to give out or give away to your spouses, to your girlfriends and boyfriends, is just really it's just really enough. Okay, so 6,500 and you're giving away gifts to 10 people. So that means that's 650 each. What if, typical, right? I'd like to ask here, how many inaanaks do you have?
Oh man, I can't.
You can't
I can't
count them. Right. So he can't count them because Pilipinas, I think in the Philippines, in our setup, you can't say no to.
That's right.
Like if you're being offered to be a grand.
It seems like it's rude or.
It is.
Right. In our culture.
It is right. And you know what? What I'm doing is really rude because I'm talking to you now and I haven't even introduced you.
That's okay.
Yeah, because I'd like to save my grand introduction later on how we could increase our income. Right? It is that. So you can't count your inaanaks.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 or more.
Or more.
I don't have the specific number now, yeah.
Right. For me, I think I have less than 30 and counting.
I know.
It is that every year.
Every year. There's
right?
a new...
I guess it's Philippine trend.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't even say no.
That's
what
right.
could probably happen if you say no to somebody? Let's say, pare, pwede ka bang ninong ni anak?
I know.
Ni baby boy.
Could be just a relationship. I don't know. If you say no, right, what would be like their reaction, right? You're supposed to be, I guess we're supposed to be proud.
Right.
That I'm invited or was asked to become a godfather.
Godfather.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, most of us would think that if you are being chosen to be a godfather of their children, it's first it's a blessing, right? And then some people would say it's a responsibility. But I also know of a few people who would say gastos yan. Right?
Pasko na.
Especially Christmas.
That's right.
Okay, that's why I know of a few friends and I sometimes I do it. Magtatago ako. It is that you could be in that space But again, that happens if you don't have plans. Right? If you don't have a list of people to give gifts to.
That's right.
You could be in that situation. So if I have, going back, if I have 10 inaanaks na lang, okay? And then my wife and then my girlfriend, you could include them. So that makes it, ilan? 12? 10? Wife and girlfriend.
Dalawa.
No, of course not. Yeah, so that makes it 11, right?
That's right.
So if you have 11 people to give gifts to, allocate amount. Right? Of course, your wife would love to get grand presents after a year.
They won't mind it, for sure.
I'm sure they will not mind it. Right? Or they might even complain if you will not give what's due to them.
That's right.
You could put it that way. Well, if you are a wife now, feel free to jump in, call us. We'd like to hear your thoughts.
A violent reaction.
Right. But again, you could allocate, say, 2,500. So if you are allocating 2,500 for your wife, that means you have 4,000 pesos left for your godchildren. That's 400 pesos per person.
Oh.
Right? Is that a good amount of gift? I think so.
Yeah. A decent one, I guess.
Yes, it is a decent one.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you could also put together put your finances, your money, 400 pesos, plus a skill. Because if you're good at looking for great bargains, right? Then
bargaining skills.
Yes, if you have that, then I'm sure the recipient will be very happy, and I'll be very happy to receive one as well. But seriously though, that's how you do it. So you plan. So if you are allocating 50% for Christmas gifts, okay, and then you should also allocate funds for, listen carefully, okay, the next one is, I need a drum roll, and I'm looking for that. And the next tip that we could give you apart from saving, or rather spending half of it for Christmas gifts, the next one is, alright, and the next one is, make sure that you also allocate funds for paying off debts.
For sure.
Right? So if kung may utang tayo, then we ensure that we also pay that out. Regardless, if you owe somebody, okay, an X amount of money, pay that person out. Okay? More so if you owe a credit card debt. Right? If you have that, how much interest are they charging us on a monthly basis? Do you have an idea?
A monthly?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know, 19%? I don't know.
Well, it should get there, 19%. But on a monthly basis, you could be charged 3 to 3.5%.
Okay. Oh, annual is about 20%.
Yes. It could reach that, depending on the type of your credit card. But again, typically you'll be charged 3%. So if you add that up, then you know that what's going to happen in your future is just terrible.
That's right.
That's why every year, or every time you have extra funds, make sure that you allocate funds in paying those debts out. Right? Because if you don't have any debts, walang utang, then chances are, okay, you have more money to spend.
That's right.
Spending it later on, we'll talk about more of it, okay? Because what we've covered earlier is spending it for Christmas gifts, right? And then this time, the second tip is make sure that you pay off debts, right? And the third tip that we could provide you is this. The third one is make sure that you allocate funds for tithing.
That's right.
Okay? It's just fair to give it back to him because we don't own these money. Right? We don't own it, and so whatever blessings, whatever amount that we are getting, give him 10%. Okay? If you can't make it to 10% yet, the best suggestion that I could give you is God, okay, Lord God is always grateful for a cheerful giver. So whatever amount that you could provide, He'll be happy for as long as it came from the heart. It is that. Okay, so that's 10% of what you got. So that's 1,300 pesos. Okay?
For 13,000, yeah.
Right. If not, 300 pesos will do. Again, if you're a cheerful giver, you could do that as well.
That's right.
Okay? For some, the next tip, so that's like 3.3, the third tip, and then 3.8 tip that I could give you is... Right. Set funds for your for charity. Right? You can do that as well. So if you have extra funds, it's best to give it away, right? Give it back to our society. And I'm sure that hard-earned money could do more, especially if you get to reach our certain communities in your local places. Okay? And the next tip that I could give you right now is... We are on our fourth tip, and the tip is make sure that you save. Okay? And according to Doc Jaime from IMG, it is very important that just before you save funds, make sure it's like if you look at it in building a house, so you have first floor and then second floor, right?
That's right.
But for you to ensure that you have a sturdy house, okay, a strong one built
solid
to last.
foundation,
It has solid foundation. Make sure that you have that good foundation, right? That's why you have dig deeper. And in terms of in the financial world, if you look at solid foundation, it doesn't just talk about savings. It also talks about, first one is, are you insured? Right? Why do I need to be insured? Okay, you have to be insured because whatever happens to you, then those people who will be left behind, your loved ones, can get something out of it. Right? That's securing their future as well. Because if I stop working now, if I pass on, okay, then what will happen to my other plans? If I have children, what will happen to them? So if you have insurance, then you are covered. Okay, that's insurance. Second is you could also get a health insurance. And what's good with most of our companies now is that they are providing good health care. But it also doesn't hurt if you get another health insurance. Okay? Because with these health insurance, they have maximum limit. But if you get two insurances or health insurances, then things will be a lot better.
That's right.
So you'll be worry-free in terms of your health. So that's the solid foundation there. Just before you think of having good amount of savings, make sure that you have an insurance followed by, so insurance meaning life insurance, okay? And then if you have houses and then cars to insure, please insure them as well. That will cover and take care of your savings. Because if you have savings right now, if it's just 100, say you have 100,000 savings and something came out, say an accident happened, vehicular accident happened, then your 100,000 is just nothing compared to the expenses, and then loss of life could also happen. If you have insurance and then you have health insurance and life insurance, that's a good solid foundation in terms of managing your finances. Second is you should have a savings. So savings could be 6 months worth of emergency funds. Emergency meaning you will not touch it whatever happens. It doesn't mean though that it's an emergency, I lack 200 pesos this month, gagamitin ko yan. Okay, let's not. Okay, that's emergency funds. Okay? So make sure you have savings. And then the last tip is, this is the fifth tip. But before we get there, let me summarize all these tips. Alright, number one is make sure you have a plan. Okay? And then you have a list of people to give gifts to for the season. Okay, second is, what's our second one? Second one is you also allocate funds, right? Like I'll allocate, say, with 13,000 bonus, I'll use 6,500.
50%.
Yes, 50% of that. And then the third one is make sure that you pay off debts, right? And if you pay off debts, then that's when you go to the next step, and that is for you to have savings. And just before I reveal the last tip in terms of managing your bonus, your 13th month pay, we'll pause for a break. But again, I'd like to hear from you. Our number, text line is 0917-100-8586. And you could also contact us. Please join us. Our hotline is 412-0288 and then 997-7589. We're also live in Facebook. We are in facebook.com, atrymedia. We are also on our website, atrymedia.com. We are even on Instagram and YouTube channel. Look for Atrymedia. And again, please like our page, Good Job Philippines. And we'll be right back after this quick break.
Atrymedia Pro Incorporated.
Guys, malilibre ako! Anong choice nyo?
Choose Monster! Choose Monster!
Zest to fruit soda?
Refreshingly fruity, because it's the only fruit soda made with real fruit juices of Talandan, Calamansi, and Pomelo. Gawa para sa panlasang Pinoy. Kaya choose mo to.
Guys, manilibre nyo?
Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to! Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to!
Uy, si Miss. Unang tingin pa lang, puti na. Kinis pa.
Nag-Myra Vita White Hand and Body Lotion kasi. May vitamin E beads and natural plant extracts that help nourish skin deep inside for a healthy white glow. Puti at kinis, ay hanggang malapitan.
Yala na.
Healthy white glow sa Myra Vita White Lotion. Yan ang alagang holistic by Myra. Trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
What does it take to discover something great? Easy. Discover Corregidor with Sun Cruises. And get ready for the ultimate escape.
Guys, malilibre ako! Anong choice nyo?
Choose mo to! Choose mo to!
Zesto Fruit Soda?
Refreshingly fruity because it's the only fruit soda made with real fruit juices of Dalandan, Calamansi, and Pomelo. Gawa para sa panlasang Pinoy. Kaya choose mo to!
Guys, manilibre ako! Anong choice nyo?
Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to! Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to!
This program is brought to you by 8 Tri Media Pro Incorporated.
And just before we went on break, we talked about 4 tips on how to manage your bonuses. And just before I reveal the last tip, which is really great in terms of projecting a better future for you, financial future, okay, I'd also like to invite you. As you know, I have a business. It's called Clean Zone PH. So it's we're providing housekeeping services to condominiums and even houses in the metro. So if you need our services, please dial 09 Clean Zone. So that's Clean Zone PH. Okay, and you're listening to Good Job Philippines.
Yes.
And soon, who knows, right? My cleaners will also be zenning this area. But again, if you need our assistance, we have the best rates. You could also like our Facebook. It's Clean Zone PH. And our number, once again, if you need our help for cleaning your condominium units, even your houses, or even your offices, we could cater to that as well. Look it up in Facebook, Clean Zone PH, or our number is 09 Clean Zone. So just look up the number. It's easy, 09 Clean Zone. And so going back, so let's do a quick recap again. The first one is make sure that as soon as you get your 13th month bonus, okay, make sure that you have a good plan. How do I spend it? Okay, list down the list of people to give gifts to, because in this scenario for this episode, we said, and Sir Barbie suggested, and I like it, that you spend half of that hard-earned money. So for a 13,000 earner, 6,500. Okay, and then if with 6,500 you have 11 people to give gifts to. Let's say inaanak, that's 10 godchildren, and then your spouse or your girlfriend. Okay, or syempre in our setup, Filipinos would like to give gifts to even our parents and our relatives, right? But again, you have to stick to your budget whatever happens. So if you have 20 people and you have 6,500, make sure that it's equally divided. If not equally divided, somebody will definitely get more. But please, whatever happens, stick to your plan because you have other things to fund. And the next one is you also have to ensure that you give tithings, right? So you have a plan and then allocate funds and then tithe and then give back to the community. Okay, again,
pay off the credit card.
Yes, pay off your credit card is paying off your debt. That's right. And then lastly, we talked about savings, right? And savings, you should have a really good foundation, right? And finally, if you have really good foundation, and the last tip that I could give you today is just before I reveal that, I just noticed that that's my favorite sound effect for today. Drum roll. Well, we're doing a countdown anyways. So once again, our last tip for today for saving or managing your bonuses or 13th-month pay is have a good investment. Okay, but it's a prerequisite. If you want to have a good investment, make sure that you have good amount of savings. Okay, then you could invest. Investment could be get into another business or have a business. If you're an employee right now, have a small-time business. Let's say you could allocate 1,000 pesos. What can I sell with 1,000 pesos? If you are skillful, you could sell out your services, right? If you love talking, you could perhaps host. So you could use 1,000 pesos to buy a good suit. Pwede naman. Or if you think that you can't get a good suit for 1,000 pesos, you could go to UK. It is that. They will not mind because it's how you carry yourself that matters, right? If you're good at writing, you could write for somebody else, write a thesis for someone. You could do that. Alternatively, you could sell this season Christmas hams. You can do that. If you think that you create a really wonderful ham, and if you are doing that and if you are listening, I'm happy to taste that. But seriously though, if you have talent, okay, if you've been working, let's say, as a secretary for the last 10 years or 5 years, guess what? The good news is you could get out of, apart from, not get out, okay? Erase that concept. Okay, you could stick to your job, and then after your 8 to 5 job, then you could offer your service of becoming a secretary for a day, for a couple of hours to someone else. Someone out there is listening or looking for you. So it's just a matter of knowing that you are empowered, that these are the skills that I honed in the past couple of years, then for sure somebody needs it. It really is that. If you're good at marketing, if you're in sales right now, someone is looking for you even on a part-time basis. And that could give you additional income. Okay? And that's to increase your earning. And later on, we'll talk more about that. And then go to an investment, right? An investment could be, so first is go to a business. You could also get paper investment, like mutual funds. You could also get into stocks, those things. Okay? You could certainly do that. But my suggestion is, if you want to get into something, study. It pays to study and prepare for what is yet to come. So it's always going back to our first tip, which is better have a PLAN. So that's a plan. Make sure that you have a plan, have a vision of what you want. And that is our conclusion of our tips on how to save your bonuses. And early on the latter part of the tips, particularly, have savings and investment, and we've talked about having get a business, right? That's right. Regardless if it's a traditional business, okay, meaning you put up a store somewhere, you're selling something, it's okay. You could also, recently, very exciting times, online entrepreneurs are emerging and evolving. And what's really exciting today is this. Okay, I don't want to use my drum roll. I've used that a lot of times today. Right? Well, I'd like to introduce you to our guest for this episode. And he is, so please listen carefully, he is the founder of Negosyo University. And I'd like to know what Negosyo University is all about. Okay? And then an author of Cautious Entrepreneur. I'm curious to know why Cautious Entrepreneur is the title or the concept of the book, okay? Because in most cases, people tend to we tend to jump into a business or to becoming an entrepreneur. Perhaps later on we could also cover the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman, right? Because there's a huge difference. He also, listen to this. When I saw this, I said, you know what? I'm really listening to this guy. I'm sure he's credible because the number speaks for it. Because he has sold over $1 million of his own digital products online.
That's right.
Right, exciting, okay? And then he's been coaching people on how they can transition from employment, that's point A, to entrepreneurship and how to start their own business online. And what I really like about our topic for today is that you don't even have to leave work now, right? And please, without further ado, please welcome our guest for today. His name is John Orana.
Yeah, wala akong palakpakan.
I could give you that. Let me lower that. There you go. See?
Oh yeah, ang dami.
Quite a lot of audience. I know. Oh, we're kind of packed today.
Okay, thank you so much, Jordan. Oh wow.
I'm seeing. We just had the standing ovation. Welcome, John.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And I would like to also thank you for everyone who's listening right now here in Good Job Philippines. Magandang araw po.
And magandang umaga, magandang araw, John.
Yes.
And John,
yeah.
I'm really thrilled to hear from you, particularly the number speaks for it, 1 million. But just before we get there, okay, I'd like to know you more, and our audience, okay, I'm sure they would like to know who John Orana is. Where are you from?
I'm based now in Canada, but since 2012, I've been helping a lot of Filipinos, coaching, consulting to small business as well, on how to basically how to sell stuff online, digital products online.
Right. You said it started, or you moved to Canada 2012. Is that right?
Right. I immigrated 2006, but since 2012, I've been going back to the Philippines, visit the country, doing some seminars, coaching, and teaching Filipinos on how to do this thing online. Because, mostly all we know is waste our time online, Facebook and watching YouTube. Why not make money out of it, right? So
exactly, right? So how much time do we spend in Facebook nowadays? Do you have an idea?
I don't know.
I think like for myself,
it's addictive.
It is. Right. You really can't help yourself. You can't stop yourself.
That's
in fact, to briefly share a story with you, every time I'm in Facebook, I always time myself. Like whenever I feel that I'm so into it,
that's right.
Okay, I can't stop scrolling down and commenting and liking pages and pictures. I always give myself 5 minutes, and then I'll extend it to
another 5 minutes.
Another 5 minutes. But the third time though, I really have to shut it down.
That's right.
Because it's consuming my time.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not saying that it's a waste of time. Okay, because that's the easiest way for you to get updates nowadays, right? But the thing is, as you said, there are other ways where you could be productive.
That's right.
In Facebook.
Yeah.
And we'd like to know more about that.
For sure.
Right. So you moved to Canada 2006.
2006.
That's right. But prior to that.
I've been working as a computer programmer for about 8 years with a lot of multinational companies here in the Philippines before I migrate to Canada.
Right.
And then I was jobless for about 2 months, 2 to 3 months, I guess. That's how I discovered this online business.
Right.
From
exciting.
Home.
Right. Just before we transition to the online business, so you've worked for multinational companies. What was your prior role?
Computer programming.
Yeah. And where did you graduate?
From Adamson University. Graduated, yes, mga Adamsonian. Hi. Hello, everyone.
It is that. And hello din sa mga letranista.
Oh!
Right, we're friends.
We're friends, yeah.
Certainly. And so you worked for a couple of years. So what happened? You said you were out of job for 2 months.
Yeah, I was happy, actually. My career-wise, relatively speaking, it was good.
Right.
Income-wise was good, but from the very beginning, from day one, Jordan, rather from the first year of being an employee, I already felt the limitations of becoming an employee, limitations of income, limitations of what you can do,
right,
and all those kind of stuff. So from first year up to my 8th year, I guess, of being an employee, I've been looking for what should I do, right? I'm just not happy with what's going on.
Right.
I feel like a fish out of the water. So that's how I discovered, after a year or so, I discovered entrepreneurship. And that's how I started with business, but while having a full-time job.
While having a full-time job. So you didn't leave work yet?
Yeah. And then I migrated in 2006 in Canada. There are like some documents that you need to acquire before you get a job.
Right, that's right.
That's how I start to search online on how to make money online and all those kind of
Canada.
things. In Canada.
It's already in Canada. Right. So, briefly though, what was that feeling that you had when you were still working that made you feel that I shouldn't be just an employee?
I know I could make more with what I'm receiving, but the weird thing is, I'm really not looking for money then. It's like I'm a single man. I don't have responsibility. I could spend all my money
Right.
All by myself, right? But I know that there's more. I just know there's more. It's just that I don't know because I was young. My parents are not entrepreneurs. We're not.
Oh, they weren't.
They're not.
So where did you get that?
That's the thing. My friends are not entrepreneurs
either.
Yeah. So that's why I was clueless for about a year or so on exactly what I want to do. And then I read a book about entrepreneurship, and that's I realized, this is what I wanted.
Right. And speaking of that, because it's really exciting because I've read that book as well, and it changed my life.
Oh, really?
So what's the book? Please tell us.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
There you go. And there's 4 series of that, right?
That's right.
So
yes,
you're referring to the first one, right?
The original one, yeah.
The Rich Dad,
Poor Dad book.
Right.
And then I realized, oh, wow, this is what I wanted. To be able to create things out of nothing.
Right.
And of course, the return of investment is so much more.
Right.
What I'm saying, right? If you make it successful, right? So that's for me, that's empowering. It's not for everybody, for sure. Just what you said. There are people who are happy to become an employee.
Yes,
and that's okay.
They're so good at it.
Yeah, they're so good at it.
We are, because I'm still an employee, and I thought we are really good at it. But for some, they're happy to stay with their company. Those are the loyal ones. And again, we commend you for what you have been doing and you will be doing in the future.
That's right.
But for some people, they want more, right? That's the economy anyway. Some people will be an employee. Some will be building businesses.
That's
for us to have more employment.
That's right.
It is that. So you said Robert Kiyosaki, right? Kiyosaki. Right? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Do you still remember when was this?
2002.
2002.
I graduated in 1999. I got a job maybe 2000, 2001.
Right.
That's how I starting to look for something. Then I read a book at 2002, Robert Kiyosaki.
So how was that? I know it's life-changing, but what was your initial reaction after reading the book?
It's like, parang
realization.
It's like, probably this is the my calling. You know what I'm saying? So So I was restless since then.
Oh, that's the same feeling that I had, though.
Restless.
It is that. Well, for our listeners out there, so it's a book that we also recommend, right? So please read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
In my case, if you've read the first series, which is the original one, in my case, at that time, that book was not available.
Oh, I see.
But I still want Rich Dad, Poor Dad because I've been hearing about it. That was like, I think, I was at my 20s during that time.
Oh,
I'm still in 20s naman. But seriously,
I'm also stuck in 20s. I never
You're
moved.
stuck.
Yeah, I never moved
you
up.
just said the keyword, stuck talaga. Right. But I was in my 20s and I'd looked for it. It was not available. And so I read the 4th installment, which is it's Retiring Young and Rich.
Right? I see. Yeah.
Right. That's my brand now. So I call myself retired at 40. So I'm not 40 yet, but that's where to go. It's because of that book as well. So for our listeners out there, if you're tuning into YouTube and even in our website, it's a really, really, really good book to read if you want to first manage your finances or have a different perspective in terms of how to earn money and what a better role you could perform after or if you're an employee or if you own a business. It's really that, right? So from there, John, so after reading that book, you were restless, right?
That's right.
So what were the first few steps that you did after that?
Well, I said I would like to start my own business, right? So typical Filipinos, I've started different small businesses while I have a full-time job. So restaurant,
you did that
pharmacy
as well.
store, retail store. I provided services after work. I developed websites for some large corporations and non-profit organizations. So it's like I've always have something. Tag natin in Filipino, you have racket.
Yes.
I always have that. Yeah, I always have that on my side. It's like, But then after doing that, wearing 2 hats for a couple of years, I said to myself, maybe I should go full-time.
Right. So that's after how many years, John?
7 years, I think. I said 8 years, I think. I said maybe I should go full-time. But it was a big mistake. I lost a lot of money when I went full-time. I lost all my savings. I realized I'm not really prepared yet.
When you did that full-time, what was that business that you had then?
As consulting services, I provide consulting services for companies like developing websites and marketing for them. I realized that I wasn't prepared yet. So I went back to employment, humiliated and humbled of the because when my first resignation, I said to myself, I will never ever come back to the corporate world. You know what? I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? And then I
How
failed
many years were you out of work?
After
out of employment, rather.
Just like about a year. I realized like, oh man, I won't last with this. So I have to go get a job. So working white collar job, I have to take a blue collar job just to make the ends meet, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And then on my second employment,
when
that's where I developed the cautious entrepreneurship. That's what I've been teaching to Filipinos. So you shouldn't just quit your job.
Right.
You should learn the business first along the way. Before you even quit. So that's why I call it cautious entrepreneur. You have to be cautious, right? And learn the business while you have your full-time job.
Right.
You have to make sacrifices. You have to cut sleep if necessary.
Right.
You have to catch watching TV if necessary, just to make it work.
What's funny though is that you've been doing it right before leaving work.
Exactly.
You've been doing a lot of racket.
That's right.
So to speak.
Yeah.
But this time, what made it different? You know what? Just before you answer that, I'd like to share with you. I'm one with you in that process because I just got back to work early this year.
Oh, I see.
Because I did the same exact thing. I've been having a lot of businesses in the past. I was employed. I came from a BPO industry.
Okay.
And then finally I've decided I have this business, I'd like to focus in it. And then after a year, John.
Oh, same story.
I said, I really am not ready for it.
Yes.
And it's a hard pill to swallow.
Exactly.
Right? Imagine I shouted, in my Facebook page.
And to your friends.
And my friends that I am free at last. I no longer use my alarm clock.
Exactly.
Right? I'm enjoying the freedom of being able to do this and that, and I was able to travel as well. But the thing is, after a year, here comes reality.
That's right.
I have to go back. And how in the world will I tell my friends
that I'm back with them?
I am back. And you know what? In my case, the best thing that I could do really is, because initially I informed everybody that I'm leaving work. I did the same thing. It's really a matter of acceptance that you went through the process, right? That it's a phase where you have to go through these just so that you could learn more.
That's right.
It really is that. And so when you got back to work, you were saying?
When I got back to work, that's where I actually planned the cautious entrepreneurship. I said, right? So what are the things that I made wrong, mistakes, right? What kind of plan that I'm missing during those times?
Is the perspective different? Because again, we've talked about it. You were there before. You've been doing it, swinging in two
that's right.
batons, like having a daytime job and then you do rackets.
Yeah.
But what's different?
Different right now is I am more focused on one business, and then I realize is what I call the strength-based business. You should start a business where you could maximize and utilize your strengths.
Right.
So for example, you say you're good at speaking, right? Is the business, can you use your speaking skills for that? It doesn't have to be in services. It could be in marketing. Can you use your speaking in marketing? Can you use your exposure in radio or marketing? Right? So those kind of stuff that I've learned, I have to use what I got.
Right. So John, I'd like to know which business did you have, or you still have it later on?
I still have it. Okay.
You still have that. So meaning from the time you got back to work, that's something that you've been working on the side, and now that's your full time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure our listeners would like to know more about that. But for now, we'll pause on a quick break. Again, our text line is 0917-100-8586. We also have a hotline, 412-0288-997-7589. You're listening to Good Job Philippines. My name is Jordan Patente. We'll be right back.
Tri-Media Pro Incorporated.
Ang dami ng peke sa world.
Unfair.
Pati ba naman puti mo? Peke din? Para totoong puti, mag-Myra Vita White Moisturizer. May vitamin E at natural plant extracts to help nourish skin for that healthy white glow. May double sunscreen na, non-sticky pa. Ito ang totoong healthy white glow. From Myra Vita White Moisturizer. Yan ang alagang holistic.
Trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
Anong choice nyo?
Choose mo to! Choose mo to!
Zesto Fruit Soda?
Refreshingly fruity because it's the only fruit soda made with real fruit juices of Talandan, Calamansi, and Pomelo. Gawa para sa panlasang Pinoy. Kaya choose mo to!
Guys, manilibre ako. Anong choice nyo?
Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to! Zesto Fruit Soda! Choose mo to!
Ang programang umaaksyon at mas maaasahan, walang kupas na serbisyong publiko. Ihahatid sa inyo ni Angelo Almonte at Tates Gana. Serbisyo Publiko. Subaybayan tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Pakinggan dito sa DZRJ 810 AM. Radio Bandido. Hatid sa inyo ng A-Tri-Media Broadcasting Network. Ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
This program is brought to you by 8 Media Pro Incorporated.
Today, okay, our online entrepreneur, okay, and we're just talking about a lot of things in common. I hope you could all relate to us. And our guest is John. Okay, so John, going back, so we were talking about, so you went out of work, okay, because, well, first, let me just do a quick recap.
That's right.
So you were an employee in a multinational company, and then you stumble upon Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
That's right.
Right, and then you started thinking about the best way to deal with perhaps life and employment or in the business world, what to do after. You've been into, you've had a couple of businesses or rackets, so to speak. And then from there, you decided to get out of employment.
The corporate world.
Corporate world, right. But it didn't last for long, right?
Yeah.
You were away for how long? For a year?
About a year.
For about a year.
Yeah, I realized that I won't last.
Right.
Yeah, so I need money. So I have to get a job.
We all did that at some point, right? And actually, until now, we still need money,
for
right,
sure,
to fuel us
Yeah.
for whatever advocacies or things that we're doing in our life. Now, after a year, you have a different perspective.
That's right.
And just before we went on break, we were saying you're about to reveal. So, what was this business that you had when you got back to work, and you still have it?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I realized that you can actually sell digital products online.
Digital products.
Yeah.
So when you say digital products, it could be...
When we say digital, something that you can download, right? Like an ebook. So an ebook for the new ones or haven't heard of it.
Right,
This is just an Adobe Acrobat file or something. It's an ebook. It's actually a book, content-wise. It's just very similar to a printed book. But this one is a digital product, so you can download it on your phone, computer, mobile devices, right? So another thing is an audiobook. So an audio recording of basically the book itself. It could be a video course. It could be a webinar. A webinar is like a seminar, but online. So it's like you're watching a YouTube video, but you can interact with the teacher.
Right.
So that's a webinar. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and video courses. Yeah, so those are the digital products.
Digital products. So why should I, if I am thinking of having a business, why should I consider digital or selling digital products?
For a lot of very good reasons compared to a traditional business. Number one, for a digital product, just imagine, Jordan, you are selling online and your customers are not limited. It's like you can sell to anyone from any part of the world.
Right.
Because so that alone should give you a lot of potential.
So, John, if I have an online business, do I need to have a physical office?
That's another thing. You don't have a physical office. You just need your computer and an internet connection.
That's it.
That's all. You don't even have an employee. You don't even have staff. You don't even have to get all this. In some businesses in the Philippines, you have to get all this health permit and fire hazard permit. You don't need those things.
Right. So you started that here in the Philippines.
I started that in Canada when I was
already in Canada.
Yeah. So it was like, playing around, checking things out, and then what caught my attention is selling ebooks, ebooks, right? But the problem, Jordan, is I'm not a writer.
Right.
I don't know how to write. So
and
how can you
what
sell?
What in the world
exactly.
made you think I could sell ebooks?
That's right. Very good.
What was the
question.
transition?
So what I did then is I simply compiled a Bible verses and then put it per topic, per category. We call it a topical. So for example, you would like to know what does the Bible say about birthdays. Right. So I get all the verses related to birth and celebration.
Wait, John, we're talking about your first ebook, right?
The very first ebook.
That's
I'm not a writer.
Did.
Yeah, I'm not a writer. I don't know how to write. So how can I write, right?
Oh, listen carefully.
Could be in relationship or what does the Bible says about marriage.
Right.
So I check out the Bible and see what the verses about marriage, or what does the Bible says about marriage, about relationship, and all those kind of stuff. So I have like 200 categories. So it's about basically 2,000 verses that I compiled. And then it was August of 2008, Jordan, and then that's where I launched the book. And frankly, during the time that I creating this book, I'm really doubting myself. It's like, will someone actually buy this book? Because
I have that
it's
question
a Bible,
now.
Right?
It is. Well, not just
the Bible verses.
Not just
it's
that.
Bible code.
It's not just that. It's also
available
fact
online.
is at that time you were nobody.
That's right. Nobody. I have no authority. I have nothing, right? So I just did that. And then I launched it. And then I was surprised the following day, one person bought that for $17. It's a $17 ebook. And then I sold two ebooks on that day and about close to $300 for that month. It's not a lot of money, but that's not the point.
No.
The point is I was able to create something that I was like, the Bible is basically free. You can search online.
It is.
Exactly.
And then these are just, it's like writing a term paper depending on the verses that you got or
something
that you'd like to focus on, right?
Yeah,
right.
So that's the biggest aha for me. It's like, people, how come people buy this kind of stuff?
When was this?
2008, August of 2008.
That was your first book. And when you said you launched it, what was the launching like?
Well, I just published it on my website. I have a website. I just launched there. I created a book about,
Is it a must to have a website if you're selling online?
Yes, a website. Yes, of course, because a website, that's your store. There's no way for people, if you don't have a website, there's no place, or there's no way for them to buy your stuff, right?
And in your case, who created that website?
It's a free website that I created.
It's a free website, right?
And right now, you can set up a free website for just 10 minutes. You can have your own website.
Right, because there's a lot of templates out there.
Templates, they're free.
Yes.
It's like, right? So it's so much easier. So website is not a problem anymore.
Right. So how much did you make, if you could tell us, our listeners,
for that,
in terms of the first book that you've launched?
Oh, I can't remember now, Jordan. But
ballpark.
Should I say the most book that I've sold about improving your memory? I've sold about over 14,000 copies of that.
14,000.
Just for
in a span
not the first book, but the should I say the book that I've sold most, which is improving your memory.
Improving your
How
memory.
To improve your memory. That's right.
Right, and you've sold 14,000.
More than 14,000. Yeah, I have different products as well, but that one is, should I say, I've sold the most.
What's the preparation time in terms of writing these books?
It depends really. If you can write, then I don't know. It depends on how fast you can write. But since I don't write any of my books, I hire a freelancer to do the writing for me.
Good.
And then just basically create the ebook for me, and then I do the marketing and selling of the book.
That's awesome. And again, this is you could operate with very minimal costs because you have yourself, or in your case, you've hired a freelance writer.
I started mine with just 500 pesos. I just bought a domain name, which is for about $10 a year.
That's 500 pesos.
Yeah, so roughly $10 per year. That's $10 per year. It's like
ngayon, at this day and age, how much would it cost for somebody to get a domain?
Yeah, about the same. Yeah, hindi naman siya nagmahal. Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So let's say you got jordanpatente.com, then you start to sell your ebooks, your audio courses, coaching program, video courses on your website.
Awesome. All right. And the rest are history after that, I'm sure.
The rest is history.
So how many books have you published to date?
Frankly, I don't know the number yet.
Ganun nakadami.
Yes, I've sold. But now I decided more to focus on entrepreneurship and business because I'd realized that after doing that, I'm relatively happy with my life, quietly, because I'm just working at home, right? Running my business. Money is good, right?
Yes.
But I realized that maybe this is not just for... These things happen not just for my own benefit, but for the benefit for other people. That's why I started to share this 2012, 2013 to the Filipinos, because I said, you know what? You can do this. You don't have to be in EDSA in traffic for 3 hours.
Talk to me.
Right? You can just work from home. You don't even have to travel. What's the problem with that? I realized that they're just not aware of it. They just don't know how to start. There are a lot of information out there, but it's confusing. If you search online, it will be confusing. So I start to lay down the plan and teach them step by step.
Right. Make sure, John, to remind all of us how to catch you later. Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
I might forget that.
Yes.
But the thing is, now you focus on... you have a niche, right?
Yes, a niche, a market, yes.
A market. So what are you focusing on in terms of your digital products?
For digital product, I focus on Christian market.
Christian market?
Yes.
All right.
I start to... like some of the books is like how to study the Bible, how to know God's will, and all this kind of stuff. So it's like you're a best-selling Christian author that we know, but you're not as big as them. You know what I'm saying? You're not like the...
But you have a wide coverage because you're online.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because since you're online, unlike a traditional restaurant business, though there's nothing wrong with that, you're not limited to certain geographic location.
Yes.
Not even a country, not even a continent. You're all over the world.
You are exactly right.
Just imagine that. All over the world. That's your potential market.
Yes.
That's huge.
So that's the beauty of being online.
That's right. That's why Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, is one of the wealthiest men in the world now.
Exactly.
Because who doesn't use Facebook? Everyone uses Facebook.
That's why they say if you're not online, then your business will not last.
Exactly.
Right?
That's right.
Exactly. And I'd like to know, briefly, because you said you're focusing on your Christian market.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the books that you're writing or the digital products are inclined with that. Briefly, out of topic though, what do you think about, or is there such a book that deals with or that covers combination of The Secret and the Bible? Or is it possible? You're familiar with The Secret?
The book, The Secret, the movie?
Of Rhonda. Yes.
Yeah, I know the movie. It's actually originally from, I forgot the title of the book. It's originally from a certain book. They just turned it into a movie.
Key something, right. I remember.
Yeah.
From Wallace, right.
Yeah,
So is there a book that was successful, who's able to successfully combine Bible and The Secret? I have no clue though.
Yeah, sort of a Bible-based.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. There's one. I think there are some. It's just maybe not as big as like The Secret. That has become probably I don't know, New York Times bestseller, but I think there's one.
Right. Well, particularly, I'm asking this because I spoke to a really good friend of mine last Thursday, and we've discussed this, and we've discussed it a lot of times. Like a lot of people would say that The Secret is anti-Christ, but it could be. But it's also depending on the recipient. So
it depends on how you see it.
It really is.
A lot of those things are Bible-based.
Exactly. That's my point. That's why I'm asking you if there's such thing, or if there's an ebook out there who's successfully able to combine both. Because the teachings are the same.
They're the same. It's just that people don't just... you see, Bible doesn't have this very specific steps.
Right.
But the concept, the foundation, they're very biblical.
Right.
Like the vision, you said you're setting a plan, right? That's not exactly in the Bible, but the planning itself is in the Bible.
The concept is there.
The concept is there, but like mutual fund, they won't mention that in the Bible.
No.
They don't have it yet.
Right, at that time, yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Right? But it also says in the Bible that you have to multiple whatever blessings that you get, right?
Yeah, the
multiply it rather.
That's right.
Right.
So
exactly.
So it's foundational. It's there. It's just that the very specifics are not in the Bible. Obviously, it changes, right?
So John, tell me about Negosyo University.
Yeah, that's the business or the website that I launched to help Filipinos on how to start a business, especially those corporate employees who are sick and tired of their job.
Right.
They're dragging their feet to work every morning. They hate Monday. They're excited if it's Friday. They're hoping there's more holidays. They're hoping that the president announced that Monday will be holiday.
Right.
Those people.
Sometimes they just don't hope. Sometimes they also pray for more holidays.
For more holidays, right? And
Yeah,
those people. I'm calling out those people, and they would like to start their own business, and they probably have started couple, but they failed miserably.
Right.
And that's what the reason I launched Negosyo University, to teach them how to transition from employment to become a thriving entrepreneur.
Right. So what if I love being an employee, but can I still visit your website? You think
Yes,
it will be
for
helpful?
sure. Yeah, they can visit my website at Negosyo, www.negosyouniversity.com. I also have a blog. I call it escapology.com. Escapo meaning escape.
There you go. That's
Escapology for those people who would like to escape the corporate world. That's why I call it
your
escapology.
market really is those people who wants to get out of their employment.
Yeah,
right?
because I realized that when I was an employee, after I become an entrepreneur, I realized there are a lot of people actually just like me back then. I'm struggling.
Right.
I'm struggling. So it's just there's no one there to guide me, to teach me. I have to figure things out on my own.
Right.
Studying other people, reading a lot of books. Now I put things together from my experience, from what I've learned.
Right.
I teach it to people. Here's the shortcut.
Very good.
Right.
So that's a blog that you are having.
Yeah.
So it's
escapology.com. Escapology.com. You can visit my blog, and I write my thoughts and ideas and tips and strategies in there.
Okay. Cool. And then you also said that you've sold. So how many years have you been in the online industry again?
Oh, since 2006. Full time maybe 2009 or so. Yeah.
So it's, and in that less than a decade, right?
Yeah.
You are able to sold $1 million worth of digital.
More than $1 million by now. Yeah.
Right. And is that something that you're also teaching in Negosyo University?
That's right. Yeah. Teach them how to create a product, how to market it, how to sell it, how to find out what topic will sell and what topic won't sell. Hiring, as I've said, hiring a freelancer, this kind of
John,
things.
At this day and age, ang dami nang nag-online marketing now.
That's
and
right.
online businesses.
That's right.
Can I still make it? Like, if I'm listening right now, I'd like to know more about what John is doing. But I know there are a lot of competitors. Yes, he earned $1 million, but that was like how many years ago, right? I mean, he started a couple of years ago, and I am to start today. What's the probability of success now if I do it?
The market is huge. They are actually still in a wild west. It's just starting.
It is just starting.
It is just starting. It's just that it will be a long story, but it's a different marketing that when you hear or what you read out mostly online. It's not how the marketing works really.
Right.
There's sort of a small community who really understand the thing, and that's what I'm teaching. There's a huge market. There's a difference between competition and saturation. What people think of competition is saturation. If you see a competition, that's actually a good sign, because if there's a competition, that means there's money on that market.
That's
if
why
nobody is selling in there, be scared. Move away from it. That means there's no money in it.
Period. Right. So that means if you are about to get into a business, one tip that I just got right now is make sure that there's
competition.
That's
right.
That's the best way for you to gauge if you will thrive in that business.
That's right. If you see someone selling a certain ebook on that topic that you have in mind, that's a good idea. Like, for example, stock marketing in the Philippines. Let's just talk about the Philippines. So much easier to get it. That's why there are a lot of seminars and trainings on seminars and investing. Why? Because there's money on stock investing, right? There's some money in mutual fund, right? There's a lot of seminars and trainings and online courses about
yes,
right? Because there's money in it. That's it. So
now can you tell me that do we have a huge We have a huge market. How about in terms of competition?
Yeah.
Big as well?
Yeah. The Philippines, they're really, really new right now. There are a lot of, just a handful of people who understand, at least the way I see it, who understand how to market and sell online. Some people think just launching a Facebook page or launching a website, that's online marketing.
Right.
That is just a portion of it.
So meaning it's not just about having a
website or Facebook page, and then spamming your timeline. We have some friends like that. They just keep posting on your products and services. That's not marketing. That's not marketing online.
Right. So briefly, what are the other aspects of online business? If it's not just about the website and marketing.
It's understanding your market. What is the pain and the frustrations of your target market? What exactly do they need? Because the worst thing that you can do, Jordan, in this business is to create a product only to realize nobody would like to buy your product. That's the worst thing you can do. You spend time and effort on creating a product, and then wala naman palang bibili.
Meron bang ganun?
Yeah, because they create a product based on what they want, not what the market wants. So the market will dictate what product you should create. So that is the first step. So that's why a lot of people are struggling online, because they try to sell a product or they cannot articulate the value that they will get from taking your product or services. For example, ikaw, housekeeping, right? If you just say, go buy my housekeeping services and here's my price, right? It will be difficult to sell that. But if you tell them the value, the amount of time that they can save, the safety, the time that they can save and spend on taking care of their kids, right? If you illustrate all those things, they will see the value of what you sell. Now it's so much easier to sell because people now can see, okay, it makes sense. So here's my money. I'm going to hire you.
So you said the market will dictate.
That's right. What they want.
What they want.
That's
like
right.
what
product you will
offer.
Create. That's right.
That's a new age concept, because I remember in business school, so I didn't have that. I've attended a lot of seminars in terms of
training,
having a business, and they would always tell us that if you are to get into a business, make sure that the business that you are getting into is something that interests you the most, right? Or it's something that you're passionate about.
That's right. Well, actually, I agree. But you have to marry. You can't just be passionate and then, wala namang market.
Tama.
You have to marry both what the market wants and what you're interested in.
Right.
So you have to marry. There's like a sweet spot. So just imagine two circles, right? You merge them. There's a sweet spot.
Right.
You're interested in it, and of course, there's a market on it.
Right. Exactly. Because you're right. Because in my case, Clean Zone PH I think it's based on demand. Like particularly, I have issues. Jack Ma, owner of Alibaba, the
billionaire.
He is a billionaire, biggest
15
online businessman, right?
That's right.
In terms of online selling.
Yeah.
He said where the complaints are, there's an opportunity.
There you go.
Which means when we say complaints here, that's the market.
That's right.
Right? And that market dictates for it. Like in my case, nawalan ako ng helper. Plus I just moved to a new condo. Umuwi si Yaya, and so I thought I'll be by myself, right?
You'll be fine, yeah.
But I have dogs, so I have to clean their crate, their playpen every day, morning and at night before going to bed.
That's right.
Now I have calluses. I still have them because the business has just been there for a couple of months.
I see.
I still have them. Now there goes the problem. So that's the market.
There you go.
And at the same time, what you just said is that you should also be passionate about it.
Yeah.
Like
you should enjoy the process, because there are a lot of obstacles of becoming an entrepreneur.
Right.
If you're not having fun, then it's so much easier to quit. That's it.
That. So where your interests are, you should also get there for businesses, and then ensuring that the market will also embrace it, because it's a common denominator. Like you have commonalities in terms of your problems, right?
Yeah. In many cases, it's not what you do, but how you gonna use what you do to serve other people. For example, you love playing guitar.
Right.
You're passionate about it, right? Maybe you won't make money by playing guitar, but instead you make money by teaching other people how to play guitar.
Right.
So there you go. So it's about the market. It's always been other people. Again, that's a biblical thing. It's always about other people.
What value you give them.
That's right. You just mentioned that earlier, right? The value that you gave to people is proportionate to the value that you'll get. So that's why the rich become rich, the wealthy become wealthy. Like Henry C. Tony Tan Kakshawang of Jollibee, they provide to millions of Filipinos in malls, in Jollibees. Like how many people eat Jollibees every day, right?
Right.
So it's not surprising they will make that much money as well.
Exactly, and Robert Kiyosaki said that the poor people would think the rich people are just greedy.
And they don't realize that the reason became rich is because they provide value, and money gave them money in return.
Right.
So it's a measurement actually. So, yeah.
Right. It is absolutely right. And then, I know that you're based in Canada, and you've been here in Manila for how long?
For
now?
3 weeks. Had a seminar, November 19, and then I'm meeting different people and coaching them and helping them. Yes.
Right. So how was the seminar last 19?
It was good, full packed. We got about 200 people.
That's good.
Yeah, and teach them how to use emails to make money.
How did you market? How did you market though?
That's the marketing that I'm talking about, right? I'm not spamming Facebook pages and all that, right? So one of the things that I use is emails.
Right. Do we have upcoming events?
Wala pa. Maybe on July I will be probably, I'm hoping, the biggest one that I'll get on July. I'll definitely keep in touch with you. And
you should.
Please promote my seminar. Maybe you can be there too. Yeah.
Sayang, like 19, no? I was just 19, there in the area because I know it was in
Lancaster in Mandaluyong, in Shaw.
Exactly.
Yes,
well,
right.
I could walk from my house.
Oh, really? You're so close. Oh,
yes, sayang
right.
talaga. But again, now they could go to your website. Like how can they connect to you?
I have my contact information in there, but the best way is to go to my website, and then there's a small form that they can just enter their email address, and then click the submit button. Basically, sign up to my website, and then from there I'm gonna send them emails, tips, advice, strategies.
Right.
And then if I have an upcoming seminar, and then new book or new webinar, I will definitely send them email about that.
Right. So for now, we're looking at next July, right?
For the seminar.
Here in the Philippines.
Here in the Philippines, but I have an ongoing coaching and training.
Is this online?
Online.
So this is webinar or?
Webinar, yes. So even if I'm in Canada, I can help you wherever you are. I have a lot of OFWs also.
Tell me more about that.
Because OFWs, just like many corporate employees, they would like to go home, but the thing is, they don't have a fallback. They don't have a business. They don't have a job. What should they do, right? So they would like to start their own internet business. And since online nga, they can do this at home. I mean, wherever they are, whether it's Saudi Arabia or Hong Kong or Taiwan, they can start their own business.
Right. Well, John, how are Filipinos in general accepting this new industry, online industry?
Yeah, there's a challenge for me because there are a lot of concepts that are new. If you grab a magazine about entrepreneurship or read an article in a newspaper about entrepreneurship, mostly it's a traditional.
Right, that's
restaurant and service space, and that's okay. But that is because only few people understand what we do. But the potential is so huge. I'm not even skilled, but I was able to do this.
Quickly, we here in the Philippines, I'm one of those who complain a lot about this. Our internet
connection
sucks. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Our connection sucks. So.
That's right. You don't need the fast internet connection.
We don't.
Yeah, if you can browse and check email and all those kinds, for sure, if you have a faster internet, that will be great. But you gotta use what you have. Right. You gotta use what you have. And I have a few people that I know that have been doing this. Sort of secretly. This is there's a society that most people are not aware of.
Right.
Doing all those things all from home, but many are just quiet. They don't want to be bothered.
Right.
So some of them I was able to talk to them and say, hey, come out. Let's teach this to Filipinos. So I invited about 2 speakers in my recent seminar.
Right.
So they're not really a public speaker, but they know how it works
because they have that business online.
They have the business. Sa bahay lang sila eh. So they're not really a persona.
How did you get in touch with these guys?
I told you, we have a society.
Right.
Once I saw his website, once he saw my website, we already knew what we are doing.
Same wavelength.
Same wavelength, right? So it's easy to connect with these people. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of this kind of seminars here. And in the US, they started about 12, 15 years ago. So we're so way behind.
So how many people are doing it professionally now in the Philippines?
Oh, I don't have the number. Right. But those people who are active,
group?
Maybe just a handful.
Just a handful.
Just a handful.
So this is really an untapped market for the Filipinos.
Yeah, and remember, even if you're in the Philippines, doesn't mean you just have to sell in the Philippines.
Exactly.
You can sell to Americans. You can sell to Australians.
Right.
Europeans, right? So that's the best part. Is you have a huge market. Just imagine anyone from any part of the world. You could teach how to play guitar, how to shoot a basketball, how to teach your parrot to speak, how to be confident speaking to women, how to write your resume, how to get a job. There are a lot of information out there that you could create a market and sell.
Right. Well, if I'm listening now, I'll ask her, John or Anna, how can I ensure or how do I sell these products online? You said it's website.
Website. Yeah.
Apart from that, what other streams can I advertise or sell them?
Well, the thing that I create is I have a website where they can actually purchase.
All right.
Right, and then people subscribe to my website, and then from there I develop the relationship. I have what I call the kiliti principle. Alam mo, Filipinos, diba? Para mapabili mo kung ano makuha ang kiliti. Right?
Oh, paano yun?
Yeah. Kiliti. It's an acronym actually of KLT.
KLT.
K means no. L is like. And T is trust. Know, like, and trust. People do business with someone that they know, they like, and they trust. If you think about it, right? You bought your condo, you get a new pet or whatever from someone that you know, like, and trust, right? So you could develop that online. I primarily use emails on how to develop such a relationship that even they don't see you, they don't know you personally, but through email you can develop the kilite, so to speak, the know, like, and trust. Yeah.
Right. How safe is that online? I mean, Filipinos, some of us are now using online to purchase a couple of things.
That's right. Physical products mostly.
Mostly, that's right.
Mga ship.
That's right.
Or meet up.
I bought a couple of online courses, but I don't do it often. So again, sabi mo nga, dapat you trust the company or you know the company. Lalo na for Filipinos, we love to do our research first. We're a little skeptical.
That's right. I understand. Yeah.
I am skeptical in terms of making these online decisions if I'm to buy them. Plus, I'm exposing my credit card details.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
So how safe is it?
It is very safe. If you just keep watching news, then you will hear all the scam stuff, right?
Yes.
But what? Probably, I don't know. It's a huge percentage are safe. I've never been scammed.
Right.
So whenever someone asks me, send me an email, Sir John, how can I be sure that you won't scam me? Right? How can I be sure that my investment, right?
It's protected.
Exactly.
Right.
And I keep telling them, you know what? If you don't trust me yet, that's just okay. Just keep subscribed to my website, receive my emails, and then time will come when you trust me enough, then invest in my program.
Right.
Develop the relationship, right? I don't have to rush you. If you don't trust me enough, that's okay. They just keep subscribed. Gonna give you advice, tips. I provide free webinars.
So that's it's long term because you build relationship first.
That's right. Some people will, buy from you after a year. Some will be after a month. Some will be after a week. Because we all have different mindsets. For some, it's urgent. They want to buy it right now. Some, you know what? I'm gonna think about it first. Right? For some naman, they become lazy and, they got distracted.
Right.
It took them a year before they finally, okay, I have to do this, right? So it's a process. But since everything is online, you see, Jordan, it's the one of the best thing about this is you can automate a lot of stuff. Like right now, there are a lot of people who subscribe to my website. They are receiving emails from me.
Right.
Though I'm sitting here, we're talking live here.
Right.
So everything is automated.
Good.
So my business literally runs while I sleep, while on vacation.
Yes. Well, I guess that's the goal there. That's the bottom line. Like, you leverage on technology.
That's right. Yeah.
No longer leveraging on other people's time. Because online, if you do things online, then technology will work for you.
Do the work. Exactly. Technology.
That's a clever way of looking at things now. Because again, if you're the traditional type of business person or entrepreneur, then chances are you might still do all the legwork.
That's right.
Diba yung pag matutulog ka, pagod na pagod ka eh. Yung sabi nila, patang-pata na yung katawan.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's true.
But if online, not much.
Yeah, if you think about it, let's say you're a salesman, right? You sell an insurance or whatever, right? One-on-one. That's one-on-one selling.
Right.
You may be good at it for sure, but how many people you can sell your stuff every day? Just a few.
Exactly.
One-on-one, right? But with website, it's one too many. Because even if you bring 100,000 people all at the same time to my website, there you go. That's one too many selling.
Right.
So
plus also, like in my business Clean Zone, with Clean Zone we're only operating from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's our operating time. How about
12 hours.
That's just 12 hours. How about in your case?
24/7.
Look at that.
365 days a year. There's no vacation. There's no holiday. There's no Yolanda. Nothing can stop you.
Ang galing, di ba?
You could just sell every single second.
Pero is that difficult to get into an online business?
Well, there are some skills that you need to learn. But like in everything, even like when we were 5 years old, it's difficult to tie your shoes, right?
You're right.
5 years old.
Tama,
right? But now, kahit pikit na mata mo, you can tie your shoelaces. Your shoelaces, right?
That's right.
So just like in anything, even playing guitar, even swimming, even shooting basketball, when you are new, it's difficult. Right, but after a while, once you keep doing this, things will be so much easier.
So it's good to say that in everything that we do, when we venture out into something, you could expect that it will be a little tough and challenging at first.
That's right.
Right, but again, ensuring to what you said earlier, make sure that you're still passionate, and then the market demands for it. Because
that's right.
The market asks for it, and you're passionate about what you do, then chances are you'll become successful.
Exactly. So yeah. So there's really no sort of a secret to success. Just be persistent. Follow my advice dun sa mga estudyante ko. I have over 1,000 students now. Right. And we have a private Facebook group.
Sige nga, what's the best advice that you provide them?
Of course, my student is finding the market. Defining really the market, what people want. Now, there are websites that they could check. Like one of the things that they could check is Amazon.com.
Right.
Amazon is probably the largest online store in the world right now. They sold thousands of books, right? Nearly anything, right? But they started with books.
That's right.
Right. So if you see a topic on a certain book that sells greatly on Amazon,
like bestsellers, right?
Bestsellers. That's a good clue already. That there's some money on it.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. So there you go. Another thing is you don't even have to guess. Just look around and see what people are selling online.
Galing.
Is where the money is.
Right. So I guess with John, you teach people how to get these things like insights.
Things. Yes.
Right.
Insight. Websites to visit.
Right. Do you have a program that you also sell, like X number of days?
I have a program that teaches this. This is an 8-week online training. So it's a webinar. I call it Internet Business Masterclass, IBMC. So we will open on probably middle of December before Christmas. I'm gonna have another enrollment.
Right.
So for the 8 weeks, I'm gonna teach you step by step on how to get started. Even if you are new, as long as you know how to use a computer and internet connection, I'm gonna help you out. So I call it Internet Business Masterclass. This is the community that I'm building. I have a lot of students who have made money already online,
right?
From their own passion. Some are teachers, some are speakers. I have authors as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. So that program will happen. Will start
mid of December. Yeah.
Mid of this month.
Yeah.
Right.
So for those who are interested, just go sign up. Yeah, on my website at negociouniversity.com. Just enter your email address in there, and then once we finalize the schedule, we will let you know. We will email you about the details on how you can roll at IBMC.
How long is that? I know it's 8 weeks, but the thing is, how many hours do I have to spend to get all these?
Normally it's a Saturday 2-hour training. Every Saturday for 8 weeks. Now, in between the training, you can send me emails, ask me questions. As many as you want.
That's a personal coaching that you provide.
Personal coaching. If you have very specific questions, I'm going to let you know. If you're unsure about certain things, I will let you know. From my own experience as well. So, yeah.
Right. Well, you know what, John? We're very grateful that you visited us today because we've learned a lot, particularly with this untapped market.
That's right.
So if you're listening out there and you'd like to venture into business, perhaps this is one of the best things to consider, because it doesn't require a lot of capital, time, exactly. You could do it after work,
before work,
or during lunchtime, probably.
Exactly.
Right, because it's online.
That's right.
Especially if you're if you're just testing the waters now, so this is the best thing to consider.
For sure, yeah. I also have a book in the Cautious Entrepreneur.
Yes, please.
They can check out my website at www.negociobook.com, negociobook.com, and then they can order my book online, and then
you'll ship it.
You ship it.
Yes.
This one is a physical
That's
product.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, this one is a physical product because some people would like to have a physical printed copy. So,
right.
Yeah.
So it's good to get cautious entrepreneurship because again, this is John's experience.
My stories.
His transition period
to
becoming a full-time, this time online entrepreneur.
That's right.
So again, thank you, John, for gracing our show today. We're very grateful for all the insights.
Yes, in this studio.
Exactly. And we've learned a lot. Again, thank you.
Thanks so much, Jordan.
For our listeners out there, so it's the time of the day where we say goodbye. But please remember what we've just covered earlier. So let me do a quick recap for all of us. We've talked about, because we know that you are about to, or you already got your 13th month bonus, right? So it's a hard-earned money. Do something about it. Just allocate funds for gifts and for pleasure, okay? And then make sure that you also look at your future. Should you consider improving your future, your life, because what you do today will dictate your life tomorrow, okay? Right. So if you do that, make sure that you consider getting into a business or any investments. Of course, legitimate businesses. And one of the businesses that we've covered today particularly is care of John. And John said we have to try, or there's a big market, online market, and you could sell all these digital products. And the best part is, what I particularly like about what you said, John, is that you don't have to be an expert in terms of writing, because they're writing ebooks, okay? Because there are a lot of ways for you to create these. Like you could tap on different skills or even technology. The
technology itself, yeah.
I know that there are a lot of freelancers out there.
They can do the work for you. They will create a product for you.
Right, and if you are one of those who has great talents, you could start by freelancing.
That's another thing.
It's a good ecosystem that we have here.
That's right.
It really is that. So if you want to get in touch with John Orana, please give us your website again.
Yes, they can check out my website at www.negociouniversity.com.
Right, so that's www.negociouniversity.com. His blog is
escapology.com. That is ESKAPOLOGY.com. Escapology.com.
Right, and if you're somebody who's very much interested, there's an upcoming program. It's an 8-week program.
Mid-December,
so you better go to his website and check that out. It's really insightful. So imagine this conversation. We've been talking to John for an hour and a half, I think, and we've learned a lot. What more if you sign up in his program? That's the beauty of it. And again, you just have to be really mindful of your spending habits, because with how you treat your bonus, so if we just go back to your bonuses, if you treat your bonus wisely, if you become wise in terms of spending it this year, 2016, chances are things will improve and things will be a little better. But if you consistently do it, not just saving and allocating funds on a monthly basis, things will definitely be better. That's the bottom line anyway. So it's up to you if you just want to retire early, if you want to give out more money or gifts. Eventually, your purpose will be dictated and will be defined by these small actions that you do. So from Good Job Philippines, my name is Jordan Patente. I'm really grateful that you tuned in today. Please do listen to our episode next week, next Saturday. Our show is from 12:30 to 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 here in DZRJ 810 a.m. And lastly, I'd like to thank 8Try Media for hosting us here in the studio. I like their studio. It's very cozy. It's cold in here, and I feel Christmas. So again, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, and please do good and enjoy your weekend until we meet again next Saturday. This is Jordan Patente. Good Job, Philippines. Bye for now.
8Try Media Pro Incorporated.
This is 8Try TV. Balita, komentaryo, maging pinakamaiinit na mga issue ng lipunan. Yan ang sentro ng bawat bitaw ng asero ng masa. Melchor Bentikan Balawas. Walang kiling na mga deliberasyon ng mga ideya at opinyon. May paninindigan. Sintigas ng asero. Asero ng masa. Good morning, Philippines! Isang magandang umaga ang bubungad sa inyong mga telebisyon kasama ang Supremo ng Bayan, Joey Falcon. Good morning, Philippines! At ang matalino, magandang mestiza ng bayan, Pia Morato. Good morning, Philippines! Alamin lagay ng trapiko at panahon. Izquierda! Iba't ibang payo at tips mula sa mga eksperto ng ating bansa. Good news, good vibes. Good morning, Philippines! Balita sa loob at labas ng bansa. Narito na ang mga pambansang panggising ng bayan. Joey Falcon at Pia Morato.
A longtime news anchor and commentator, a much-respected TV host, a multi-awarded Filipino broadcaster, twice hailed as Radio Broadcast Journalist of the Year, an acknowledged leader of the radio and TV industries, a legendary figure in broadcasting for the past 4 decades. This year's recipient of the Achievement Award for Excellence in Broadcasting, the man with a distinct voice and unparalleled integrity, the one and only Ray Landi.
MPC, thank you so much. Maraming spending partner sa ating show sa Sanggabon Langit, may isa. JR Langit po ang nagpapatuloy sa naging commitment niya ng iniwanan po ng ating anak na si Richter. Sa lahat po ng gusto pumasok sa ganitong daralan, hindi lang po passion na kinakailangan. We need dedication and commitment. Then you can say you can easily achieve your goal in uplifting the standards of broadcast journalism, leading to the quest of excellence that will help democracy move forward. Maraming salamat.
DZRJ Radyo Bandido, alas 10 ng umaga, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, ang iyong kasangga, Ray